Hello and welcome. This is going to be one of the first videos of our house renovations. So even though Sam's not here at the moment, she's with her dad, and I thought I'll show you around the house, the plans that we have to make it what it will be soon, hopefully. I've got 3 weeks now, bang on exactly 3 weeks from today, to do whatever I can and make things happen, basically. So one of our plans is to empty the house, basically. When I say empty it, all the furniture, all of our personal stuff, all the furniture will be going outside in a big gazebo, like a 6 meter by 3 meter, very sturdy, like industrial use gazebo. We're going to put tarpaulin on the floor to protect the furniture, and I have some pallets, so I'll be using those to also put them on the floor so they're totally raised off the ground and nowhere near the grass or muddy area. Not much of a grass left. So then that will give us a blank canvas. We will have to move away, as in go and stay at either a family's house, or we might have to book a hotel for a couple of weeks while I'm doing all this work. That's only going to happen once I start the actual demolition side of it, because we have some walls to knock down, which are non-structural walls. We have the bathroom to demolish. We have the kitchen to get rid of, and lots of tiles on the floor and in the bathroom. So those are the things that I'm going to actually demolish. There is also, where you see that column, all the way around, there's some tiles, as you can see. There's some plaster and also, so all of that will have to be stripped right back to brickwork. That's when all this kitchen is going to come out and stuff. So and it's the same on the opposite side of this steel. On the other side, it's exactly the same over there. So, and also if you look up, you'll see all the plasterboard is already out, and two reasons for that. One, there was a water leak at some point by the in the bathroom, and that's where the bathroom is, above there. And all of that plasterboard, all of it, was redundant. And also we had to rip out some of this plasterboard about a meter away from the steel where we were going to put up the steel, because there used to be a wall across this section here. You can still see the footings for the wall, actually. So there, you can see it was from there all the way to somewhere there, and that was slap bang in the middle of the house, literally. So they built this extension, and they had two arches. They had the one arch here, another arch here, and there was that wall in the middle. Obviously, that's a lazy way of doing an extension, because it means they didn't have to do all this work that I had to do. Now, this steel beam has been calculated by the structural engineers so that it's been future-proofed. If we ever decide to go with a dormer in the loft, then we are going to basically, we will have a future-proof steel that will that if at a later date we decide to do the dormer, then the steel's already been calculated and it's strong enough to deal with the extra weight that in fact, not only for the dormer, but also directly above this is a flat roof, which is the extension, right? So from that point to that point is the extension. And it's a single story extension at the moment. But we also have a steel that could potentially go across there to there, and there'll be another steel going across this, and that will support the second. If we wanted to go and extend the bathroom further out, we could do that, and that will give us extra space. We'll have a massive bathroom then. It'll be long, but kind of like 2.5 meters width kind of thing. So if we ever decide to do that, we can also do that. So that's also, the steel has also been calculated for that steel beam as well. We had 18 calculations done by the structural engineers, and that includes the ones in the loft, if we were to build the loft as a dormer. If we wanted to extend where we are right now by another 3 meters further out, it's got the steel work for that as well. So all the plans have been drawn up and everything, and yeah, it's a lot of work. But it's all been paid for, and it's all ready to go ahead if we wanted to. And if we were to go ahead with any of the extensions, then we'll have to apply for one planning permission for all of them in one go. Then therefore, as soon as we start the work, that means we have pretty much forever to finish it as we want. So that's great for that purpose. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you the things that we're going to change and where the big changes are going to be. The big changes are going to be where we are right now in the extension, and partly dining area and a small sofa for chilling, like it's 18 is now. She's chilling slap bang in the middle of the kitchen, as she does. So let's start from this corner. This kitchen, this part of the kitchen is all coming out. All of it will be gone. There used to be a single door there, identical to this one. Excuse the mess. And it was an 800 wide door. I've blocked that off to give us more space internally and externally, because on the other side of that wall is my garage. So that will also give me more space in my garage as well. And we're also going to close off that window as well, and I'll show you why later on. So yeah, all this is coming out. Here, the new boiler is going to go. As you can tell, the old boiler's there. New one's going there. And I'll show you the boiler as well in a minute. It's like a washing machine, basically. And I'll show you why it's like that. So we're going to have an L-shaped sofa going across this section here. I think it's roughly 2 meters across that bit, or 1.8, something like that. And I think there's more length going that way than there is that way, strangely. Anyway, so that's that. Across this section we're going to have all of this is coming out, the whole lot. So we're going to have a dishwasher there in that section, but just imagine it as a new colour, a new sort of style. And we're going to have a basin going across that section, so you can look out the window to see, you know, have a better view than just looking at a wall. This section will be high, and we're going to have high wall cupboards, so they'll be extra high, so they'll go as almost to the ceiling. It'll be a little bit shorter than the ceiling, I think. On this section here will be 600 wide all the way through. That will be a double oven and a microwave from floor all the way up, and then whatever's remaining will become a cupboard space. Also on the floor, I've drawn roughly where our island is going to go. So it starts off in this corner here, this 600 wide, and it's 3 meters long. So it will go all the way, right the way across to here, where you see that red marker, and then obviously 600, and then back over. This is going to contain our cooker hob. It's going to be almost in line with the ovens. So if you look behind me, this would be the ovens. So when I come here, directly opposite would be in the second unit, most likely, because that would be the first unit, 600. Second unit, there will be the hob. And directly above, we're going to go straight through the ceiling, and we're going to have a extractor directly above it. So that's the idea for that. So coming back round to this side, most of that will be just cupboards. I don't think there will be any. There will have some drawers somewhere, but it won't be like this setup where you got a drawer and a cupboard. It'll be either only drawers or only cupboard. We're going to separate it all. And we're going to have as many 600 units as possible across that whole width. So coming back to this side is going to have fridge and a freezer next to each other, full size, as high as possible. And as you can see, I've written on the wall, fridge, freezer, and that'll be where the fridge freezer finishes. And then we're going to have a 600 larder unit, another 600 larder unit. Actually, that might change, because we've worked out that possibly we might be going overshooting too much to the other side, because this is the wall that will be coming out, because it's just there as a decorative. There does absolutely nothing. There's no reason for it to be there. So that may not be 600, that might be more like 300. So the unit that's going to go here, we originally thought that was 1,000 unit, going 1,000 that way and 1,000 this way. Turns out it's actually 1160 or something along those lines, or 1116. That means it's obviously going to protrude further into the living room, and we don't want to protrude too much into the living room because we don't lose a lot of the space. So what we are going to do, instead of having this as 600, we're going to go for 300 unit most likely. And what that will do, it'll be one of those pull-out units that has like lots of sort of little metal shelves and stuff. So it'll most likely be one of them. And here in this corner, it will protrude further past that wall. Obviously that's coming down. So when it comes down, there'll be what's called a walk-in pantry, basically. Massive corner unit. So that will be that. And then coming across, there'll be a gap. Wherever that finishes, let's say there, roughly. There'll be a gap of about 1,800. Or it will be 1,700 actually. Because it'll be 1160 or 11 something for the thing. So it'll be 1,700 gap. Then we'll have two 600 larder units across here, floor to ceiling. And the reason we're doing that, let me just zoom out a little bit, that'll be better. So first unit on this side will have, and the idea is to make it as flush as possible with this wall, so that they will just come straight out following that wall. And the first one will have electric inside it as well. It's like sockets and stuff. And so all of our units, like, or all of our stuff like air fryers, toasters, that kind of stuff, and like deep fat fryer, and possibly even that water dispenser. I'm not sure yet, but that's where they're going to go. They're going to go over there. At least on one side. The other side would just be there for storage. Coming back to the floor. Actually, let's go on to this side because it's a bit clearer. Our dining table. Our dining table is going to come in 300mm and go 1.4 meters that way. It's roughly along there somewhere. Actually, I'll show you. There's a cross on the floor. So that's how much it's going to come out. Now imagine that on wheels to start with, and there'll be base units underneath it, so that one, we can move it further out this way, so we can accommodate more people all the way around the table. But most of the time it'll be leaning against it'll be resting against the island. So it'll be the same material worktop wise as the island. So it will all sort of marry up to each other, and it will just all look the same colour. So it will seem like it's almost part of the island, but it won't be part of the island because there'll be a height difference in the two. And also on this side, against the island, there will be a bench seat. Now the bench seat will only be visible when you pull away the dining table away from the or away from the island. That's the only time it will actually be visible. Other than that, you won't see it because it will be blocked up by the worktop of the dining table. So you get 3 seats across here, and then you get 5 across that side, and another 3 that side. And obviously on this side, you'll be able to sit 5 people along the bench side of it, if and when it's pulled away. Most of the time, this is how it's going to stay, in that sort of vicinity roughly. So coming back to this side, where I said we're going to have an L-shaped sofa, there, where the new boiler is going to go, we're going to have a double door unit. It will be bespoke. It will be built out of panels, and it will match to the rest of the kitchen. And it will come about roughly down to this sort of level. And then below that, there'll be more doors, but it'll be separate to the rest of it. And the reason is, Zaytin is going to live there. That will be her little den, and her bed and stuff would be sort of on the floor there. Coming back to this side, basically we're going to have 300 radiator going all the way across, so it'll be a tall one, and it'll be the same on that side, tall, as tall as possible really. I'll try and get as close as possible to the bottom of the steelwork after we plasterboard it and stuff. And yeah, so that they'll be sort of identically matching on both sides, symmetrical. This boiler obviously will come out, and what will happen is this wall, this window is coming out too, so that'll be bricked up, which is one of my jobs to do in the next week or so. And then we're going to have a 600 lather unit going across there. We're going to have washing machine tumble dryer across there. It'll be raised off the ground, most likely roughly in line with the ledge. Obviously that ledge will be gone, but that's the kind of height we're looking at. 1, it will have cupboard space underneath, and 2, it will have one of those pull-out shelving basically, so that when you got your basket, laundry basket, you can just rest it on there and it's not on the floor. So that's the idea for that. Then we'll have another 600 unit across there where the fridge is, and that will also be a lather unit almost to the ceiling. We will have a couple of poles going across there for hanging laundry and stuff, and where the window is now, there will be a radiator, so it reflects heat from there. And if we want to dry stuff, put them on hangers, there'll be a radiator there to dry that stuff. That's the idea behind it. And the worktop that's going to go across the top of the washing machine and tumble dryer, it will be the same colour as all the other worktops in the whole kitchen, and all the cupboards will be matching to the rest of the kitchen as well. So it will all be the same colour. So this will be like a utility area basically. That's the idea. And when it's not in use, there will be sliding doors going across, one on either side, so that when it's not in use, you won't see any of it. It's totally closed. So that's the idea for that. I think we've pretty much covered the kitchen. So next thing to do is we'll go through to the hallway and show you what's going to happen up there. And to be totally honest, not much, because this is 18's crate at the moment. I will box in all of that. That's the idea. And the rest of it will just stay open. And I'll just make it all good and look good. Stairs wise, I'm thinking of putting glass across the whole top, whole stairs and stuff instead of this wood. And make it look much more modern. Hallway, on the right side where that wardrobe is, that will become like a shoe rack, and where you can have a little bench underneath, and space for like your hanging your clothes and stuff, your jackets and whatnot. That's the idea for that. I won't show you the bedroom because Sammy's sleeping. She's done the night shift, so she's knockout. And when I say the bedroom, downstairs living room has now become the bedroom, but you can just about see it sort of there. So where those wardrobes are, they'll be coming out, and some parts of the kitchen will actually be protruding to where that is now. So that's that. Let's go upstairs and show you the rest. Stairs wise, I think we're going to put carpet just to stop the noise from travelling. This window stain. Here, I'm not sure what we're going to put. I haven't decided yet. I forgot to mention downstairs that we will be installing downlights everywhere. So literally everywhere. Bedrooms, living room, kitchen, hallway, everywhere will have downlights, including this part of the hallway upstairs, and that's the loft hatch. It's quite big actually, it's decent, comes in handy. Now excuse the mess because we're in the process of packing everything up. Let's start off with the bathroom. Now this is how the bathroom was from start. We haven't done anything in this place other than install that tap because we're 2 individual taps. So you've got your toilet is going to stay there, that's not going to change. All the tiles will be coming out. It was demolished basically. Shower unit coming out. That big airing cupboard with the hot water tank will also be coming out, and that will become this area here. We're going to have, which I've written over there, 1600 by 900 shower tray. So 1600 that way, 900 that way, and that will have an enclosure to enclose the shower in place. Then we're going to have a bath going across this way, 800 by 1800. So 1800 that way, 800 that way, and that will almost bring us to roughly where that is now. I think it's like a few millimeters back. As you can tell, I marked it there. Now, and there will also be an enclosure of some kind for the bath itself, so that no splash, nothing goes beyond this point towards the toilet. Floor wise, it will all be tiled, and I haven't decided what I'm going to do on the walls yet. I'm either going to tile it or use those boards. I can't remember what they're called, but it's just one complete board, so it makes it look so much tidier. That's the idea. Now here I'm going to have a double vanity unit, or a double basin basically. So you'll see roughly the line that I've marked the 900, which is just behind this little unit. So it'll be coming out all the way to about here, which is roughly around almost a meter, I would say. I haven't measured that bit, to be fair. So that's the idea of that. Now this door will be coming out, and the reason is that I'm going to install a sliding door which will come in line with this door, so that part of the wall will be actually knocked out, So when you come over here, you'll see that it steps out. So if we knock that out, then that will give us the area for the door to go in and out. And then I'm gonna plasterboard in front of it, or build a frame in front of it, and this is where the radiator is going to go. It'll be a floor to ceiling towel radiator, and then that will give us a nice door going across that hole, just to block up that whole door space. So that's my plan for here. Also across here where this glass mirror is, there will be one of those units similar to this, but it will just be silver all the way around, and mirrored doors, and it'll be the whole width of the basin. So if the basin is about 1 meter, that'd be about 1 meter and as high as possible, so we get all the storage possible in here, because that's going to be literally, I think, the one and only storage we're going to have. And also below the basin there will be storage as well, and that's it. That's pretty much the only storage we're going to have in the whole place, in the whole bath. So yeah, that's the only thing we can do. There's not much we can do about that. This is the back bedroom. As you can tell, it's a massive mess, but in here we're going to have down lights again across the whole ceiling, and I might even have to replace this whole plasterboard ceiling, and same here as well. As you can tell, it's got that I can't remember what it's called. I'm sure you'll let me know in the comments. So it's got all the swirly bits and stuff, so yes, you can sand it down and whatnot, and there's lots of cracks in the plasterboard as well. It's most likely in the plaster itself rather than the plasterboard, but I would rather get rid of it, just clean slate. And same here, lots of cracks. There was a lot of polystyrene stuff on here. You can see the squares and stuff. So we need to make sure that we install some new plasterboard by the looks of it, because there's loads of cracks everywhere. I don't really fancy plastering straight on this. I think it'll look horrible. So, but let me know in the comments what you think. There was, or is, mind that box. There are some cracks in the actual plaster and on the wall as well. But this was obviously what's the word I'm thinking of? Survey was done on this house, and there was no worries of anything structural. That's all safe and sound. So you'll see some cracks up there, and there. So they will have to be all sorted. What we're going to do here is replace that radiator. As you can tell, I wrote it on there, 1600 by 700. That's what we're going for, roughly, whatever we can find size wise. So that will be replaced with a new item, most likely in white. I doubt very much that will go for another colour, but then again, don't know, I haven't decided that part, or we haven't. So this bedroom will have most likely a bed coming across there, and we will have wardrobes on this wall, and sort of bedside units on either side, and that will pretty much be it. I don't think, and there's some drawer units, big drawer units that might go across this section, and that's it for this bedroom. And most likely it will be carpet on the floor, and the hallway will probably be carpet as well, as the stairs are going to be carpet, so it makes sense for it to all match up. Excuse me for a second. This is the front bedroom, which is the bigger one of the two, of the three, I should say. The other, there's a box room, obviously. So, excuse me for a sec. Right, so we have a Super King bed. Now that's obviously going to go roughly in the middle across there. Oh yeah, and I did take out the chimney breast, which is supported by L brackets at the top, above the ceiling line. So I just need to make that good as well. And I might even end up replacing the whole plasterboard in here as well, up the top. I haven't decided yet, but I probably will, because it had the same polystyrene stuff with lots of glue and stuff like that. Rather than trying to sand it all down and clean it all up, I would rather get rid of it and install the new downlight cabling and stuff, and then put the plasterboard up. You know, it just makes it so much easier. It's sometimes easier to just install brand new rather than trying to mend what you already have. It just makes life easier. So as you can see, there's another crack in that corner in the plaster, and a little bit over there as well. So they'll have to be filled in and stuff and sanded down and whatnot. And obviously the whole house will need skimming all the way around, without a doubt. I mean, you can tell it's not the best. There's loads of small cracks everywhere. So that will have to be plastered, the whole house, literally. Every single room has to be plastered, without a doubt. Here, new radiator, 2000, so 2 meters by 700, across that whole window. That's what I want to do. That's my plan. Probably another white unit with a double side. Obviously we're going to have to cement all that in, render it, and then it'll be plasterboard did across the front, just together with the rest of the wall. So here, like I was saying, our bed is quite wide, so it's almost like 2 meters, I think. I could be wrong. So you take up a lot of space here, and we'll have one of these similar unit to that but bigger on either side. I think our units are 800 each, so that will take up quite a lot of the space, and 800 unit will go across there, bed 800, and then across here we'll have another wardrobe and some drawer units, or wardrobe that way and the drawer units, don't know, we'll see how it fits and stuff. We haven't done a trial test. Coming to this side, this unit will most likely stay where it is, but it will be emptied. Well, it's almost empty at the moment anyway. And there, I'm not sure if we're going to have similar unit to that and leave it there. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but possibly we might do that. So yeah, that's that part of the plan. There isn't huge amounts to do in the bedrooms other than sockets and stuff and light switches. Like that light switch there will come out, and we'll put a new one in, chase it all in the wall, put some conduits in, so that we have brand new lighting. Also, we're going to have something like 5 or 6 double switched sockets in this room. So there'll be 2, one on either side of the bed at the least, and probably one in this corner for like TV or something like that. There'll be one above this. I want it at high level. If we want to put lighting or anything like that, then that'll be for that purpose. And we will have some double sockets across this wall as well, if we want to use things like hair dryers and, you know, that kind of stuff, chargers and whatnot. Then it's always good to have some extra double sockets. And we might even have a double socket here in that section there, a lower. So that's the plan for that. Hold on. Okay, apparently my thing didn't want to come. Right, so this is Sam's office, which is in the process of trying to make sense of it, and we've got loads of these boxes so that she can wrap it all up, tidy it up and whatnot. I mean, this is quite a decent sized box room as far as box rooms are concerned. We have had a double bed in here, that way, lengthwise, and we've had loads of room still across here. So you could easily get a wardrobe on that wall and some drawer units, narrow drawer units across this side, and you'll still have loads of space. So it's quite a decent sized box room really. Again, we're installing a 1200 by 700 radiator there, down lights above, carpet below, and probably 2 to 3 double sockets in here as well. At least one on that wall, probably one right here because you'd be out of the way, and most likely one just there. I don't want any on that side because you've got the radiator there, doesn't need it, and it's enough to reach wherever you want from there. So that's the box room. All of the internal doors will be replaced with some modernized doors. However, I'm not sure what to do with these glass sections on top, whether to get rid of the frame altogether, get rid of that part, and just have the doors going all the way to the ceiling. The issue with that, as an example here, is the you might end up hitting the colliding with the loft space, the loft door, loft hatch. So that would be a problem. But I suppose with the door frame and stuff, you could bring it further down, probably to where that is now actually. So that will end up missing it then. I think it'd be better to have just one tall door rather than separating it like it is right now. We've got plenty of light coming in, natural light coming in through this window here, so we don't really need anything else. The other thing to do here is to finish off the stripping of the wallpaper and see how bad the wall actually is. I mean, looking at it, it's not the greatest of the things in the world. Some of it has been stripped already. We need to finish off stripping it. I think that's pretty much it as far as doing up whatever we need to do inside the house. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I might have missed something out, can't remember for sure. But bathroom, kitchen, living room. Living room I've not shown you because that's our bedroom at the moment, and the idea was to stay downstairs while we sort out the upstairs and then move upstairs and then do the downstairs. That was the idea. But the issue is that because of the new boiler and stuff and new electrics and whatever else that needs to go in wherever they need to go, they all need to be done in conjunction with each other. So to be able to do that, you kind of need the upstairs and the downstairs together, because you want things to stay live, because we were living in the house, or we still are at the moment. We haven't moved out yet. So one of my next jobs, or first job, is to sort out the garage, and I'll show you what I'm going to be doing inside the garage on the next video, because we're going to use it for storage. That's the plan of action. So whatever you see in these rooms behind me and in Sam's office and whatever else comes out of this bathroom, towels and, you know, personal stuff and whatever's in our drawers and whatnot, are all going to go in boxes. Clothes and stuff will go into some suitcases, some black bags, and our daily stuff, we'll be keeping that separate. If we decide to go to a hotel, or if we decide to go to a family or whatever, then we've got all of our stuff, personal stuff, so we can just pick up our stuff and go. That's the plan for that. And like I said to you earlier, we will be utilising the outside space in the garden for the larger furniture, like the wardrobes and stuff that are in this room as an example. And there's no wardrobes in this room, but they're downstairs in the room that we're staying in, so they will be flat packed and taken outside so that they're out of the way. That's the idea. And those metal shelvings there, they will be taken downstairs into my garage so that we can utilise them down there. And then how many shelves are on those pairs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5 shelves per shelving stack. So I mean, look how many. We've only got 2 here, but I do have some more downstairs as well still in my garage. So the ones in my garage will also be utilised to store storage boxes that we bought, like 50 of them. You would have seen them downstairs in the living room with a massive stack. So we will be utilising all of that to pack up everything in the house, including the stuff in the kitchen, all of our Tupperware and pans and pots and whatever else, or pots and pans even. That's illegal. So that's the idea for the house. Now on the next video I'll be showing you what we're going to do with the garage. So let's crack on, and thanks very much for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Whoop whoop. Oh yeah, I forgot to show you the new boiler. So there, as you can tell, it literally does look like a washing machine. It's like 900 high. It's actually higher than a fridge unit. And this is what's called a combi storage boiler. It is a Wiesmann, however you pronounce it, 111, and it has something like 48 or 42 litres of internal unvented hot water tank, basically. So you will never run out of pressure, even if you were to run 3 showers at the same time. If we had 3 showers, we don't. We have 2, or we will have 2. We'll have one upstairs shower and a bath, so they can both be used at the same time. And downstairs, which I've not shown you actually, which I'll show you now. I totally forgot about that. I've got a downstairs toilet outside, so we're going to install a shower, like a walk-in wet room kind of thing, into that place, which I'll show you in a minute. So yeah, the boiler will end up in this place here. That's where it's going to go. It'll be quite high, not very high, but it'll be high enough. And again, it'll go, the flue will go straight through the roof. That's the idea for that. Let me show you. This is the outside toilet. So this is our outside toilet. It's decent size for a toilet, that's for sure. I mean, there's lots of space. It's over 1 meter wide. It might even be a bang on meter. Can't remember for sure. Toilet will stay where it is. The basin will come out, and we'll have a smaller basin that'll be gone. It's a hand dryer. eBay purchase. So there'll be a smaller basin going across here in this vicinity, and it will just be the basin by itself, nothing else. The idea is that we might even pull this toilet a little bit further this way, because at the moment it's too close to that. So it's centered, but I would rather it's a little bit closer to this side. And then we'll have the basin here, so you're not clashing with it when you sit on the table, on the toilet. And then on this side we'll use the existing plumbing and put a wall shower unit here with handheld shower, and possibly a shower head above, like a monsoon type. So in this area here, all of this area will become a wet room, and I'll install a drain to the middle of it, so that or maybe closer to there actually would be better. And basically I don't mind this room getting wet. It'll make 0 difference. If it does get wet, it's not a problem, because it's totally tiled and it's concrete outside, so even if it does somehow the water gets outside, it's still not a big deal. It's not an issue at all. So this is going to be our second shower, basically. That's the idea. Let me show you the outside. This is the lean-to that was built by the previous people. It's 3 meters from the wall to the end of it. It's very useful. There's a nice patio, There's a patio along here, so it's nicely concreted. So that is very helpful, without a doubt. So this is the original existing garage. This is single garage, which you can only use it for storage really. It's no good for storing. You could drive a car in there, you can just about get out, and that's about it. So yeah, that's not great. This is my scrapyard. So we had separated this was supposedly the good side of the garden, and that side was meant to be my new garage that I was going to build along the line of this fence, and like set back quite far and then all the way across. That was the idea. I mean, it might still go ahead, I don't know, I haven't decided. That's something else that I've got to deal with later on. There's a big shed at the back of the house. That will most likely come out, and if I do decide to build this garage, then that would be that shed will move to the back of the garage along here somewhere. That's the idea for that. And like I was saying, this was the good side, but as you can tell, all the grass is gone. No one's been looking after it, like i.e. me. And we had a plum tree there, which is still there. The tree is still there, but it's dead, died. For first 3 years that we've been here, we had a very good yield from it. It was amazing. We had I love the plums that were on there, and suddenly it died. I don't know what happened to it. One year it had given like the best yield ever. After that, it was gone. And we have a peach tree at the back there. You can just about see the branch there, and that is in the middle there. Also died. I mean, mostly died. So what I might do is I might trim that right down to there to get rid of the most of the tree, and see if it starts re-flowering. Is that the word? Yeah. So obviously we're going to get a skip, and there's a lot of scrap around the whole house. All of this crap come out of the house. Some of the insulation and stuff out of the kitchen, and plasterboards and that kind of stuff. All the brickwork over there, you see, come out when we knocked down that wall in the middle of the house. Some of the brickwork here, where all my bumpers are resting, have come out of the house as well. So all of that will be gone into the skip and it'll be gone. So just clear up the whole house, the whole garden that way. That's the idea for those. And then we are going to make this into courtyard kind of looking garden, maintenance free basically. I'm not a huge fan of dealing with the mud and stuff, especially in the winter. I mean, we get rain all year round anyway, so it makes no difference in that sense. Here you'll see it's a little bit concreted like this, but this is not the type of concrete we're going to have. We're going to have most likely tiles, not tiles, but whatever there's a word for it, I can't remember. Slate looking kind of things, something along those lines. Quite big panels most likely, or big pieces, and that's the idea for this whole garden. So it'll be nice and usable throughout the winter and summer. And we'll have a hut of some kind where I'll have a barbecue area. You know me, I love my barbecues, or the ones that do know me do know that I love a barbecue. So I want to be able to utilize the barbecue area in the summer and winter, because that's my thing, just love it. So yeah, these are the plans, and I think that's pretty much it for now. And then on the next video, I said it previously, but I will add this most likely just after that video, and so that you can see it'll be the continuation of that, and then we can show you the rest of it, which will be in the garage. So yeah, thanks very much for watching. we'll catch you on the next one. Whoop, whoop.